I know it takes it a minute. Whoops. Okay, that's funny. It wouldn't fall. It's kind of an impromptu live stream because I haven't been able to upload to YouTube. And wanted to chop carrots, making homemade dog food, wanted to visit. Hi, Christy Betts, how are you doing? It shows a couple people in here. I know Christy's in here. I can only see the chat for just like a second and then it goes away. So I'm not used to doing it live stream on YouTube, but I don't know, I've been having trouble out here, so. Hey Elton, how are you doing? I'm coming to you live from the new house, the new kitchen, so. It didn't give me an option to tell y'all what I was doing, so I thought I would just come on and visit since I can't upload. I know. I don't know why I can't upload. It's crazy. So I'll get into the YouTube app, and you know where you put the plus, and then you go and you hit the video, and then it comes over, and then you just edit and put in your description and everything. It will not let me do that. It'll, as soon as I click to upload, it goes away. Right? Yeah, the cat stole the chair over there. I'd be sitting in it. But we haven't even finished unpacking or, you know, getting very much done. I mean, we've been getting a lot done, but we're not done. Misha! Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to holler at you. Since January, this house has just taken every ounce of me. But we're finally here, we're finally in the house, and I'm excited. This is my dream kitchen. It's been years in the planning, and it took 4 years to build, so it's been a long time coming. I'm gonna use a bigger. Hey Tony, how are you doing? I thought I would come live since I can't upload to YouTube. So I'm chopping carrots for homemade dog food. And it's beautiful out today, but I can't upload to YouTube, and I figure I better let people know what's going on, or I'm kind of frustrated. I'm supposed to do a collaboration with Tony next month from our Kettle Kitchen. I almost said our cabin in the woods because I have a couple Tony friends. But so what's everybody doing today? I mean, it's actually nice in Oklahoma, which is rare for this time of year. I wish the chat would stay up there. Oh man, Tony, that sounds amazing. I harvested some beets, but out of the greenhouse, but I don't have enough to pickle or can them. So I thought I would just roast some. My internet's in and out. Yeah, what is up with that? Mine, so when I went to go live, it took probably 4 minutes of buffering before it would even let me go live. And I'm like, what is going on? Sorry, I'm still getting used to this kitchen. But I miss everybody. It's been, the house build's been 4 years, and it's been very stressful. And now I'm unpacking stuff, and I'm unpacking things I haven't had out in a while. Look, vintage Pyrex. I mean, I love vintage Pyrex. And then I got, see? More vintage Pyrex. And then look. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's got a Liberty Bell on it. Can y'all see that? And it says 1976 and to 1776. Or I said that backwards, but anyway. Oh, ouch, Elton. That does not sound good. I hope you're resting. Hey, how are you doing, Dark Lord Minute? Is it Xander? Is that your first name? I don't want to get it mixed up, right? That sounds really, really painful. Yeah, I'm excited about, yes, okay, good. I'm excited about this kitchen. I'm telling you, I have been in that trailer. We were in a single wide trailer while the house was being built, and most of my stuff was in storage, and the trailer got moved yesterday. Well, they tried to move it Saturday and it got stuck, and then so they had to get somebody to come out and get a bigger rig to come move it. So it's gone, and now we have to kind of just clean up. It tore up some of the trees getting it out of here and such, so that was interesting. So I lost one of my good trees, I think. I'll have to I would say I'd do a video on it, but I can't seem to upload to YouTube. I don't understand what the deal is. So I'm gonna try to figure out, because it's easy for me to upload to the iPad. That's what I'm used to doing. But I'm going to try and find out if I can just upload from the GoPro to the laptop and see if that won't work. I don't know. Hey, Okie Rob, how are you doing today? Man, it's beautiful weather. I'm just making some homemade dog food. Our dog so we were feeding her pretty good quality dog food, but they had a recall on the dog food, and she died. Hey, there's my bestie. Hey, Paul, how are you doing? So I started making dog food, but we got a new rescue dog last year, and she's amazing. She's doing really good on a homemade food diet. And so it's just easier that way. Aww. So I got my husband to till me a spot in the ground in the front of the garden where I've had a tarp over it. And my brother-in-law's here from, oh man, my freeze dryer's messing up. So I have a local friend that's supposed to help me. I am actually store-bought carrots, making homemade dog food. So then I just put it in the steamer, and then steam the carrots, and then add lentils, and then ground turkey for the dog, and then some flaxseed, rice, split peas, what else? Carrots, broccoli, green beans, just stuff like that. And the dog does really well on it. And then we give the dog a probiotic. And they do really good. I don't trust our food system. Aww. my husband said, you put more into the dog food than you do us. But we've been kind of eating crappy lately because we've been so busy with this house and everything. Hey, how are you doing, Joy? Haven't got to see you in a while. I'm so excited about the new kitchen though. I mean, it's just a dream. So I thought I would show y'all. I'm making a mess. I know the lighting's not real good, but look around. I mean, There, well, I missed the chat, darn it. And then whenever you're on YouTube and you go live, it goes away. Thank you. This has been many years in the planning. And, hey, Charlene. Well, my kitchen's messy right now, and I haven't even unpacked yet. But I have room. I have the island, and I have room to do stuff now. Whereas in the trailer, I had no room, and everything was packed. Hello, Charlene. How are you doing? But anyway, my husband tilled me a decent-sized spot, and I'm going to go ahead and do some gardening of fall crops since I didn't even get to plant anything. And I'm going to plant some corn, do a fall crop of corn, some green beans, and I don't know what else I'll do. Okay, thank you, Joy. I hope you have a good day. I got to see one of your videos lately, which is pretty good considering this house stuff. I'm not online very much. Oh yeah? Well, my brother-in-law's here from Florida. He's actually visiting Tom's other brother. Tom has a pretty good-sized family, and so he's here, and he went to go visit the other brother, and he helped. We're restoring the farm, I should say. Thank you so much, Christy. I've waited many, many years for this, so it's exciting. And he helped me with the greenhouse, bring in the barge soil for the top row, and then I harvested some beets and a little bit of stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and plant, now that I got the dehumidifier, I'm going to plant the, yeah, Paul, actually my brother-in-law is either going to help me tonight or Thursday. We're going to cut all the limbs that broke. I've been doing videos, but I can't get them uploaded to YouTube. We lost a lot of the fruit tree, I lost probably, I don't know, several fruit trees, and then lots of limbs full of fruit. So you remember I was complaining I needed help pruning, so God just helped me prune. Oh, it's nice to have help. And I have another friend that texted me earlier. She's going to come out and help me next week too. It's kind of neat when you pray for some help. I'm kind of one of those stubborn people that I think I can do it all myself. And I really haven't recovered from the wildfire on the farm. And I need some help kind of getting the farm restored. And I have a lot of good friends that keep offering to help, and I'm like, oh, I got it. Finally, I was like, okay, I need some help. So I prayed about it, and God sent them, and so I'm just very thankful because I'm not able to do it all myself, but I'm excited about it. I mean, the greenhouse looks good. The greenhouse is totally cleaned up. It's ready to plant. I trimmed all the citrus trees back real well, and then I cleaned up all the leaf debris, trimmed that passion vine back a lot, and then I planted some watermelons. So I have little bitty watermelons started. So the greenhouse, you can cheat. I know it's late in the year, but you can cheat a little bit. And then I planted more tomatoes. I planted peppers, sweet peppers, hot peppers. And I'm going to plant, I planted kale, Swiss chard, and dandelion, some more herbs, and then I've got some turmeric and ginger and aloe vera, you know, some of that stuff that's growing. but I still have a lot of work to do. Oh, and I planted eggplants, and they seem to be doing good. Moringa, my olive tree's really taken off. The citrus looks really good. I just have to keep it down. I heard Seattle was really bad. A lot of people are getting out of there because, I don't know if you follow like Geomagnetic Earthwatch and Ron Tyler with Emergency Management Associates. There are geologists that are following what's going on, like with the earthquakes and the volcanoes and such. And I guess that Cascadian subduction zone is really having a lot of tremors and quakes, and they're predicting if that goes, it'll be catastrophic for the West Coast. But oh, thank you, Paul, my bestie. Wow, well that's good he's leaving there. I mean, I heard the crime is off the charts and the cost of living, but the crime was like you can't even hardly go outside, I heard. Now I don't know if that's true, it's just what people are saying, that the crime was really bad there. You know, I should have done this on StreamYard so I could see the chat, because it doesn't stay running very long, or you know, your little chat goes away. So I have to read it real quick. Like if you do the live stream on StreamYard, I can at least see the chat and it doesn't go away. My voice is a little bit hoarse because I'm so tired. But it is kind of cool to unpack stuff that I haven't seen in a long time, and it's kind of cool that I've been one of those, my husband calls me a hoarder, and it's kind of a joke, but I collected all like the vintage Pyrex, and I haven't even unpacked, like, let me show y'all. I haven't even got the little, what do you call that, shelving in the cabinets. So I haven't got everything unpacked yet. But here's a little, I have like so many, oops, I covered it up. I have so many pie plates and so many different Pyrexes, and I just go nuts over that stuff. But then when you're really doing a big meal, you end up using quite a bit, but I think I got a little bit too many pie plates, but, oh, I'll show y'all. Looky here. Apples. I got tons of apples to harvest, and I started on the apples yesterday, and then they came to move the trailer, so I didn't get to finish. So I got my apple thing out, and just as soon as I started, everybody showed up, and I had to quit and put everything up. So I just got a little bit done, and I want to get my freeze dryer working. So it'll go through the freeze process, but it won't go to the drying process. It freezes up, and I'm like, what is going on? I tried troubleshooting. I don't know if I need to get a thumb drive, but we're packed right now. Still got a lot of stuff packed, and I'm trying to find a thumb drive so I can download some new software and see if I can add new software to it to get it to work. I'm not real sure what to do, to be honest. But I had a bunch of peaches I wanted to freeze dry, and I wasn't able to do it. So they're in the freezer ready to freeze dry. And then I wanted to freeze dry a bunch of apples too. And then of course make apple pie filling for the holidays and such. Stuff I've done my whole life, you know. My grandparents, especially on my mom's side, they all did that. The fruit trees, the berries, the canning, the gardening, all that. I learned all that from my mama's side. Yeah, yep. So what is everybody doing? I see there's 9 people in here, but I don't know who's all in here. Just a few of you. I know a few people had to go. Tell you what, I've been missing YouTube. Seems like I'll try to join in on a live stream or something, and then I'll have to stop. And especially when we were working on the house, I wasn't able to be online very much. Or if I did, I'd be interrupted, and then I'd just leave it running. But I don't know why YouTube will not let me upload, because I wanted to show y'all the orchard, because to me it got obliterated. And then I wanted to show you the new chicken run and all that they're working on. So it's still kind of touch and go on that. We're behind on mowing, and I had I had to go to town to the county assessor's office, and I didn't really feel like going to town that day. It was really hot. The air in my car went out, and I was frustrated, and Tom didn't even have time to look for it. So I ran to town. I got back home, and there was a big predator, and it was by the T-post behind the chicken run. And I couldn't tell what it was because the lamb's quarters and all the weeds are so high in the garden. I wish the video would upload so I could show y'all. And a big brown animal of some sort with a very long tail, pretty good size, was leaving. It was just going real slow, and I kind of froze, and I didn't know what to think. And needless to say, I was scared at that point, so I went back into the house and thought, I'll deal with the chicken's water in a little bit, because I keep several buckets in there, but I like to change their pool water every day. So I don't know what that was. And I know if you don't predator-proof your area, you can lose your stuff to critters and all that. Predators. I don't want to lose any of mine. I actually really like them. They're cute. And then other people around here let their dogs run wild. So you cannot free range. And then we got hawks and kites and owls. We got several owls. But I haven't seen any squirrels lately or any of that, because we got so many hawks flying over. But the farm's looking pretty rough. I tried to upload the video. I just don't guess I'm going to be able to upload. And it took me forever to get to even come on live here. Silly. It just drives me nuts. But I'm doing a collaboration next month with Kettle Kitchen, and I want to be able to upload my video. So I don't know if I'm going to have to just do it live or what the glitch is. I went through it before, and then I was able to upload a few videos, and then it stopped, and then I wasn't able to upload again. So I have no idea. I'm not tech savvy. But I do want to get that freeze dryer fixed so I can freeze dry some apples and such. Because I thought it would be neat to make up a bunch of like meals and then just freeze dry them. That way when you're busy and you're, really busy and you don't have time to cook, but you want to eat healthy instead of just trying to fix something quick, that would be the way to go. But I'm having some serious issues. And then too, there's something else. I'm gonna have to figure out a new way to can, because on the house here, I don't know if y'all can see that, I picked out an induction cook stove, because the other glass cooktop, it went out. That's why I picked this, thinking this would be better, because we don't have gas out here, and he didn't want to get propane, deal with the propane coming and all that. So I was kind of frustrated about that, because I would like to have gas, because I was always used to canning with the gas stove. I don't ever remember canning with the electric stove. Does anybody else can with the electric? Anyway, who else still in here? I guess I'm losing people. It must be pretty boring. But I wanted to come on and just visit, because I haven't been able to do any uploading, and wanted to kind of just visit. see what everybody's up to while I cut carrots. It's too bad we all can't have, we all can't just be on here talking together. Aw. Well, Elton, you better take care of yourself. Healing up after surgery is a rough go. Right? I don't ever remember trying to can on an electric. I cooked on electric, but not can. I guess, and I have canned on fire. Oh, Tony, I'm so envious. I have no tomatoes yet. I lost mine dealing with this house. A lot of mine burned up. And then the ones I had in the greenhouse, when the electricity was getting switched over, they had the electric cut off while they were doing all that. Yeah, I've done it over a wood fire before. I think I did that. I don't know if I took pictures or did a video. It seemed like I did a video. But the electric was off and the geothermal got turned off because I don't have enough solar and batteries to run it off grid. And so it got really hot in there, and then it had a lot of condensation. I lost a lot of stuff that's sensitive to that kind of stuff. Tomatoes, eggplant, and some peppers that were in there. So I just went ahead and pulled all that out and started over. But I had that same eggplants in there since we built the greenhouse, so I was kind of frustrated. Sorry, it's kind of loud. But anyway, and I think if I ever have time to go get one, wouldn't mind getting one of those, the propane grill things that you can use. Well, I've heard that from some other people. Yeah, the greenhouses get really hot. And then the wind blew my aluminum shade cloth back. Hey Stan, how are you doing? Welcome in. What are you up to today? I can't upload videos, so I thought I'd go live and just visit with everybody. Oh, that was when, so we're building the house, and when they were switching the electric over and all that, they had the guys out here. I think I'd done a video. Well, then when the electrician came, after they did that, it was off for quite a while, and it was real hot that day, and it really, really got hot in the greenhouse. I mean, and plants are like us. They can't handle the heat real well, and they can't handle the real cold, so they just, it really knocked them out. And so I lost all that sensitive stuff. The citrus trees are great. Oh, it just says to share. Yeah, next time I go live, I'll do it on StreamYard so I can see the chat better, because it seems like it's going away. Like it'll appear for a minute and then it'll disappear. And the reason I got on here so I could visit with people while I'm multitasking here, drinking my coffee, because I got up and I was so tired and I feel bad. Tom went to work and I was waiting for my brother-in-law to get up and fix some coffee and breakfast, and I zonked out, went back to sleep, and so he went ahead and left so he didn't get breakfast or coffee. So he left, and I felt absolutely horrible, but I was so tired and I had a little bit of a headache. Yeah, I hate depending on the electric. That's why when I got that, I think I kind of talked to you about that, Okie Rob, how frustrated I was with that solar, not really knowing enough about it, not knowing that I needed more batteries and more panels. And I mean, with the 4 100-watt panels, it did keep the geothermal and the fans going from the time that the sun hit the panels until the sun started setting and the tree blocked the sun from hitting the panels. It would keep it running for several hours on one battery. Yeah, and the batteries are very expensive. Okay, Xander, thank you so much. So I have a friend that does solar, and he said at the time I think I needed, it was 320 watt, I believe, panels. He said I needed 12 or 13 of those, and then I think, hey Ann, how are you doing? Just busy as a bee. I can't upload videos, so I thought I'd come on and say hi and see what everybody's doing. We got moved into the new house. Well, we're moving into the new house right now. And I'm chopping carrots for homemade dog food. But yeah, I can't remember how many batteries I needed. And I think when I got the quote, it was going to be very expensive for that setup. And I was like, for the greenhouse? What the heck's it going to cost for the house then? I don't know. And we got a notice that Oklahoma, like OG&E, is going to do a price increase. I'm like, why not? Everything else is going up. Right? Well, I can upload videos and stuff. I mean, I can do videos. I just can't get them uploaded to YouTube. I get into the app and I go to upload, and as soon as I go, YouTube just deletes and knocks me off completely out of the app. And I videoed that process and sent it to Johnny at Gillum Farms, and he was like, delete the app and restart it. I did that probably 6 or 7 times and I still couldn't do it. So I deleted a whole bunch of stuff, cleaned up the iPad, shut it down for a little bit, and turned it back on. I was able to upload a couple videos, and then it went back to the same thing again. Hey, how are you doing? So I was like, dang. I'm just not one of those tech-savvy people. My sister is. She was tech-savvy in the military and IT. Yeah, I know. $30,000. I mean, how can you afford like $14,000 for just the greenhouse? What the heck would the house be like? Oh, wow. Right? I know. There has to be a better way. I mean, there's somebody here in Oklahoma that told me they take old batteries and recycle them for their solar. Yeah, I'm going to have to probably go in and keep playing with it. I just really honestly haven't had time. Right? Yeah, the air conditioning in the car went out too. My poor husband didn't have time to fix everything. My brother-in-law has been a big help here, and then I've got some friends that have offered to come help, so I'm actually going to let them come help me. Crooked Peach. That's cool. I was just telling everybody earlier, I wished I could get my freeze dryer going so I could freeze dry peaches. They taste so good, freeze dried. I have a friend, she has 5 freeze dryers. I'm like, wow. And has them running all the time. That is so cool. So I've seen some people get, I don't know what it's called. It's not really the batteries, but it's like a box. Has anybody else seen that? And I guess it stores the energy instead of having the batteries stacked up. I'm sure it's probably very expensive. Oh, I didn't get to see that one. There has to be something we could do to utilize that stinking solar and wind and all that, and lower the dang electric. Oh, they have a battery inside? Okay. But it can store quite a bit of energy instead of having like a whole bunch of batteries stacked up, right? Or am I not knowledgeable enough? I'm just trying to guess that stuff. I haven't even had time to follow some of those solar channels, and then some of them, they just lie and tell you stuff so you'll buy their stuff. So I have a friend that's here in Guthrie that is completely off-grid, totally solar on everything, their entire house. They are not hooked up to the grid. Oh, I didn't even get to finish reading that one. Well, I know solar works. It's just the battery part, that where you store your energy and all that, is the most expensive part. But I noticed they've got solar panels that are 500 and something watt panels, and I thought, well, good grief, if you had those, then you could. So I told Tom, I said I wouldn't mind. He just kind of rolls his eyes at me like my mind just thinks about all the stuff I'd like to get. But I would like to get some of those and then just lay them flat instead of on a thing. Hey, Nancy, how are you doing? And that way I could just run the geothermal, because all that's in there is fan, squirrel cage, and the dehumidifier and a thermostat. That's it. So that doesn't really take a lot of electricity. So I'm sure it could be run. Here, y'all help me get this done. This is the steamer. I'm gonna stick it right here and get that going. So I have plenty of room for all these crock pots, and my son gave me his little Instapot. He had the little one, and that's perfect for making rice. I absolutely love that size. I just feel like I've hit the lottery being in this new kitchen. It's just been such a blessing to have everything working. I couldn't even cook in the other place unless we use like a skillet or anything. Instapots are great. I mean, there's so many times I'm in a big hurry and I want something super healthy, so I'll throw in stuff into the Instapot and have like a healthy, decent meal. Hey, Okie Rob, have you done corn for a fall crop before? I don't think I've ever done corn for a fall crop, but I wanted to do some corn so I can feed my chickens non-GMO. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too, on that. They don't create a lot of heat. Because I don't know about y'all, but I hate cooking when it's hot. You know how you... Well, it depends on where you live. I mean, here in Oklahoma you can. I know other people that do it, and I've heard them talking about planting their... Okay. Oh, you could do it in Zone 8A easy. But here in Oklahoma, we get hot, and our last freeze could be November. I mean, there's one year I remember we had no freeze. I had tomatoes still on the vine up until Thanksgiving. But that's been a while. But it's just kind of touch and go on the weather, but I figure what the heck. So I took one of those mineral tubs and I planted corn in it. I would just, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. It's I'm sure it's not an heirloom corn, but it's a Ashworth sweet corn. And then I have it's supposed to be an heirloom red corn. And I need to dig the seeds back out so I can plant those, but let me see if I can work on this smoothie too. I don't know about y'all, but I'm staying dehydrated. Yeah, I would love that. I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. Well, since January, this house, it's been stressing me out. Dealing with all the contractors and stuff. But check this out, y'all. I'm going to show you something that was cool. So I don't know if y'all remember when we started building, I did a video about it, but look at the floor. So when they were pouring the foundation, we did the post-tension foundation because of the earthquakes here. And some leaves blew onto the floor. Onto the concrete. And so we couldn't get on there to, I know. Well, when they did so we're older, and my husband and I built the house to where it would be wheelchair accessible. So the whole entire house is wheelchair accessible. And so in the kitchen, like if we had to run a wheelchair, see the space we have? Well, we didn't want to have a floor that you had, like wood floors, and I will never do carpet, yuck. So this way you could roll around. Well, it's easy to clean as well. Oh man, everybody gets those stupid. Now, Elton, do you plant your squash and your pumpkin in a different area each year? Or do you plant it in the same area? I had somebody ask me yesterday that was here how to defeat them squash bugs. I don't use any chemicals or anything. The only thing I can tell you what I would do when I had time was I would just flip the leaves over every day and check them for bugs or eggs, and then just have a bucket or a thing of soapy water. Oh man, yeah, they're a nightmare. I've sprinkled pepper flakes, I've sprinkled cayenne pepper on them before, and I still seem to have the problem. I'm not real sure. But I think the best way to deal with them would be if you plant what I thought I would do for this next year would be put down that, what is that, weed barrier? And that way, if the squash bugs fell and stuff, you could see it. Oh, cool. That's cool, Okie Rob. Yeah, that's cute. We have bird prints on ours. We were wondering about that because we stayed up at night because the deer and the turkeys run around, and he said it might take a few days for the concrete to cure. So even though we had stuff around it, turkeys can fly, deer will jump over stuff. So it was like waiting to see what all fell. But we have the leaf prints throughout the house, and If I'd have known they were gonna look that cool, I would have put all kinds of leaf prints all over the floor. Because our house, the kitchen's kind of the green, because I like the green, but the rest of the house is more like a western-y type theme. But I fell in love with these countertops. And then this backsplash, and look what my brother-in-law brought me from Florida. And look, it matches the kitchen. And he didn't know I liked sea turtles. But I love the quartzite. I don't like granite, but we did have to put some granite in the laundry room, but or else we'd have had to buy another big slab of this, and that was going to be a lot of money. But I love this quartzite. It's a thank you. It's been years of saving and planning, and now I'm happy to be in it. But it's just, it's a little bit less maintenance, and I can actually cook in here now. Actually, I love to cook, and I just didn't like the other kitchen. Nothing worked. I can't get enough coffee. But I've been so busy that I keep getting dehydrated, so I have to make myself drink quite a bit. I think I might go ahead and chop the rest of these carrots, even though I have enough to steam. I might make me a carrot and ginger soup's pretty good, and carrot and miso soup's pretty good. Sometimes I like to just eat steamed carrots, so I might as well just finish chopping these up while I'm here. But I do want to plant some carrots in the greenhouse for this winter, and you can actually plant carrots and let them overwinter. I've done that many times. I might plant some kale outside and maybe some rutabagas, because those are really good. They do pretty good. So, Okie Rob, have you done any of the other than beets? What all do you do? Rutabagas? I can't remember if you do rutabagas or not. I know you have trouble with the deer, like if you wanted to plant your, what are the purple whole peas or whatever? Don't the deer get them? You know what's weird? We're out here in the country, and the deer do not bother my garden. However, they do bother the orchard. The owl sits in the orchard at night waiting for the little critters to come eat the fruit that's fallen. And there's a lot of fruit on the ground right now because of the wind. Yeah, that wind that came through here really did a number on my fruit trees. I was so mad. I was like, dang it. I know they need a good prune. Yes. Okay. I did Brussels sprouts, but they're in the back of the garden. I did Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, some purple broccoli, and one batch of watermelon. Watermelon's doing fine back there under the shade and all that. But the cabbage and the broccolis are okay. The Brussels sprouts look like the weeds just took them over. I didn't get time to tend to them. Yeah, I love steamed vegetables. And I really like Brussels sprouts. And I like roasted Brussels sprouts too. Oh my gosh. They're so good. I like roasted beets too. I love pickled beets. Yeah, but if you put it with, like with my diet and all that I have to do, that purple may be a little bit more bitter and stuff, but if I add it to other stuff, I just need the healthy part to it. Once in a while. Like these last rutabagas I grew, I only got like one rutabaga, and the rest of them were just leaves, and it just gave like a root, not necessarily even as big as a carrot. And so I pulled them up and my chickens had a field day. So I gave it to them. And then I feed the chickens the beet tops and my pet rabbits, and then kale and the herbs and stuff like that. And I've been feeding them all the lamb's quarters and all that stuff. Now the goldenrod's coming on. I need to go make sure I get that all harvested. But I've actually been drying lamb's quarters. Like, I have a whole bunch. And then I'll go through and take out these really brown ones. And then I just powder it up. I dry them in the solar food dehydrator, powder them up and jar them up. Aww, I love rutabagas. My grandparents, I wouldn't eat them as a kid because I was picky, but I decided to grow some because I needed some root vegetables, and they're actually really good roasted. Yeah, I don't know if Tom would eat that. He's like, I don't like the root vegetables. He wants all the other stuff, the tomatoes, watermelon, all that. Oh, I did plant, since I didn't get a crop, I went ahead and replanted zucchini. I'm going to do a scallop squash. And I planted some honeydew melons, and I'm going to go ahead and put those in the geothermal greenhouse and see if I can't overwinter those as well. I think on those take a long time, like 120 days, I believe, if I remember right. Don't quote me on that. But they do take a long time, anywhere from probably 120 to 80 days, somewhere around there. So I thought with that dehumidifier I might be able to grow them. And the wind kind of tore, we had that 91-mile-an-hour wind, so it pulled back the aluminum shade cloth. So the greenhouse has been getting pretty hot, and I'm having to water a little bit more. And we haven't had time to come and, you know, fix it. So it's kind of hanging down to where that sun really comes in there. So once we get that fixed, she won't eat any of that stuff. Yeah, my husband, he won't eat the turnips or any of that stuff. He, I guess, grew up on that stuff and won't eat it. I grew up on it, didn't want to eat it, and now I want it. Oh, I need to do cucumber. Thanks for reminding me. I do have the pickling, the little homemade pickles variety, and it gives you those real little. Of course, I didn't see this one. It was growing in the greenhouse in the seed tray, and I've harvested several several cucumbers from it just in the greenhouse. So I pulled it out so I could plant them and get a fall crop of those, because I want to make some pickles. And when they get real big like that, they're kind of bitter, so I'm just using the seeds for next year. But since it grew in the greenhouse, it didn't cross-pollinate. Yeah, I haven't been able to replenish my seeds in 2 years, and I've been sharing way too many of them. I need to replenish. Oh, it's on the back porch. No, I'm not kidding. It's a 48 cell. And the vines are hanging over. This is so funny. The roots were going through the seed tray into the bottom, into the row in the greenhouse. So I had to pull it up, and then the vines were kind of going everywhere. And there was other stuff by there, so I didn't see the cucumbers until I was like, wait a minute, what is that? And I saw it. There were several of them, and I was like, oh my gosh, how funny. Yeah, I wished I had time to do nothing but garden, because I don't know about y'all, but I bought bananas at the grocery stores. I've tried different grocery stores, and they're horrible. They are brown, even the new. I'll pull them out of the box, when they're upside down and green, and I come home and they're yuck. And then the same thing with avocados. And then I noticed, right? I know, because the food supply's terrifying. And then I got a few watermelons and they were terrible. Ooh, I bet that's good. My husband would like that jalapeno relish. I do have jalapenos. I need to pickle them. My husband does like the pickled jalapenos, or I can dry them. Yeah, they're brown inside. And then with the potatoes, oh my gosh, this really made me mad. And I've tried different stores too. And I wrote down the brands so I'd never buy that bag of potatoes again. I know it's more expensive, but if you go to Sprouts and buy the one that's grown in Texas, those potatoes are always good. It's expensive, but they're good. So I go get a bag of potatoes, and I'll come home and set the bags down, and then all of a sudden I'm looking around, I'm like, what is that smell? And then you got little fruit flies everywhere, and there's 2 rotten potatoes in the bag that are just mush. And then there's a whole bunch of potatoes. You start opening the bag, and all of them that have like the whole side of it sliced, and it's brown and no good and rotten on the inside. I mean, it's happening with almost every bag I buy. And it's getting old. I just want to grow everything. I did actually grow some Adirondack purple potatoes, and I gotta go harvest those. But I didn't get a whole lot of them. I wish I did. Those are really good. But it's hard to find stuff. And I'm gonna get a crop of elderberries this year, which I'm excited about. But I think what I want to do is build some more strawberry beds. Oh, I didn't get to see that comment. How do you do the comments where you can see them, where they don't go away? Okay, here we go. Now I can read it. Sorry, guys. I'm not tech savvy. Wait a minute, where did... Right? Oh, man. Yeah, I wish we lived close, Rob, because we would be sharing all kinds of stuff. That's the way to go. I mean, I've shared stuff with Tony, and Tony shared stuff with me, and Tony makes the best pickled beets. Oh my gosh. I said, I'll eat a little bit, and I'll savor the jar. I ate a few, put the jar up, and I was like, man, those are so good. And I kept thinking about them, and I finally was like, yeah, I got the whole jar and ate it all. Okay, so I have a friend in Kentucky. She's going to send me some Jerusalem artichokes. And then I'm going to send her stuff and a few things in the fall. I want to grow Jerusalem artichokes, and my friend in Michigan grows them too. I think I have a friend that's local that still has them. I'm not sure. I might check with her. But I want to grow them because it's a very good food source. It's like a really good food crop. Who else in here is growing Jerusalem artichokes? Why won't that chat stay? I want the whole chat to stay. Okay. That's really good. The only health restrictions I have is gluten. I've ate it lately, and it makes me swell up. And so I thought I would try to see if I could eat normal again and get away from the food allergy thing. I tried a grilled cheese, Oh, big mistake. Oh my gosh. I was up most of the night. I was wheezing and coughing. My throat swelled up and I couldn't stop coughing. And my throat itched and I still cannot eat that stuff. I tried. I mean, my husband's like, what the heck did you do? I'm like, I tried a grilled cheese. I loved grilled cheeses when I was a kid. But the gluten and the cheese, they did me in. Now, if I wanted to go to Whole Foods and buy the, whatever you call it, there's a couple cheeses that are plant-based that are pretty good, but I don't really feel like spending that much money in this economy right now. So I'd rather not buy that stuff. And then the gluten-free breads, they're hard to find and they're super expensive. And the only one that's decent, I can't even find it in the store anymore. So I don't even buy that. I need to figure out a way to make my own homemade gluten-free bread. Right, grilled cheese and tomato soup. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like delicious. But I just can't have it. And that plant-based cheese, it's like $6 or $7 for a thing of that. No, I'm not paying that. I'll do without. And I didn't get any tomatoes, so I went ahead and planted 4 sauce tomatoes so I could maybe get enough to do some soup or something. Get a fall crop and do some soup. They make you gassy? I don't know. I know dairy makes you real gassy. So it's kind of weird. You think, when I've seen people do these challenges on YouTube and they say, oh, I went vegan, whole food, plant-based, and I couldn't handle it. I was super gassy. I don't know what they were eating, but I think for the first maybe month, your body kind of acclimates to that diet. And then you start really feeling good, and then you start really craving the good food. Then when you go back and you try to eat something that's not, you feel sick. And of course, with the food allergies, I can't eat a lot. So these pure foods are just the way to go. But I just need to figure out ways to enjoy them, you know, recipes and stuff like that. There's a few channels I follow that are whole food, plant-based, and Well Your World has a few, and some of their recipes are really good. Matter of fact, a few friends have come over and I'm like, oh, I'll have some lunch, but, right? Well, we're made that way. I mean, it's a natural process. If you don't, you'll die. But, I said, all I have ready right now is a vegan meal. And they're like, oh, no, that's good. I'll try it, because they were in the Oklahoma Second Amendment with me. And I made a couple things, and they took it, and they tried it, and really liked it. Oh, I know. They put the ads all through the videos. If I know somebody's hurting financially, and they really want the ad revenue, then I'll let the ads roll, but I absolutely hate commercials. That's why my husband and I, we used to a while back, I mean maybe a couple years ago, have DirecTV, and he would just have that TiVo and he would record something, and then we could just fast through all the commercials. Well, we got rid of all that because the prices kept going up, and really, I'm not somebody that sits inside and watches TV anyway. We would just do it late at night. Or if I couldn't sleep, I'd get up and watch something, but I don't even watch TV anymore. It's all trash. I got all these carrots chopped up. Now I need to do all these apples. So I didn't get my beneficial nematodes sprayed in the spring because of the house. I bought them, but I didn't get them sprayed. So I do have a few wormholes. Yeah, we do that Roku. And my husband will flip through it, but I don't. Anyway, what I've been doing is cutting the wormholes out and giving that to the chickens, and they're super happy. But I needed to spray those nematodes in the ground. I'm trying to talk my husband into tilling underneath the trees, just a light till, and then just throw some cover crops down to put some nitrogen into the soil and kind of choke out the stickers and the weeds. Because once the wildfire burned through there, I mean, I really had trouble with weeds. Now, I always had stickers, but it seems like everywhere the fire burned, it's been a mess. But I did get a bunch of I did get a bunch of fruit trees, and I've been keeping them in the greenhouse, and I'm going to be planting those in the fall. Like a apricot. Okay, the brown rot issue. Yes, I lost a lot of peaches to brown rot. And somebody told me that that is pretty new problem to almost everybody. And they think it's because of the geoengineering, the chemicals they're spraying in the sky. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I've tried to research, and it's on the brown rot. It looked like you had to prune back all the limbs that had the brown rot on the fruit. And then they said you had to spray the trees. But I'm not somebody that sprays any chemicals, so I've got to figure out naturally how to get rid of that brown rot. And then I lost all my Rainier cherry trees in the garden. I lost my cherry tree that Tone got me for our anniversary several years back. And I lost apples and plums in the garden. And I think I got that fire blight. Yeah, that's what it was saying, like the copper spray. I'm half tempted to go ahead and get the copper spray because it's, from what I understand, it's not really toxic. And I tried something new this year. So when they were building the house, they had all that copper wiring left over. You know, they would throw it down, all that. Well, there were several pieces that were pretty long. So I picked them all up. Okay. I may try it. I'm just one of those that doesn't spray chemicals. I want it to be an all-natural farm. Yeah, exactly. Well, the stuff they're spraying is really affecting a lot, and they're noticing it, but on the, I'm trying to think of what it is. Anyway, on that brown rot, I know I'm going to cut back all those trees, like cut the limbs back and just go ahead and spray the tree. And then maybe put some nematodes in the ground in the spring and just remember to do it. We had plenty of rain. But every time I went up to the garden or the greenhouse, I'd turn around, there'd be a contractor. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. Sorry guys, I'm getting old. The copper wiring that they had left over, all these pieces. Well, the guy brought me a bunch of really long pieces. Well, I stuck it in the ground in the greenhouse by the plants that I just planted, and they are taking off like exponentially. Now I know stuff actually really grows faster in that greenhouse, but with those copper wires next to them, they just are shooting through the roof, and it's crazy. And I wish the internet would go out there. Yeah, that's what, if you get them wet, you can see. I remember people saying that they changed the pennies and they make them different now, or have been since the 80s. The coin collectors want the really good old stuff, not the new stuff. At least that's what they said. I don't know. I don't collect the coins, but I collect stamps, which aren't worth nothing, but it's fun. My grandma gave me a stamp collection book and some stamps when I was 12, and I just had fun with it. But anyway, the copper wiring really makes the stuff grow. So he told me that I could put it by the fruit trees and see what that would do for the fruit trees. Well, zinc's actually good for your garden too, but in a more natural form. So I'm thinking about putting a couple, like with the new fruit trees when I plant them, I'm going to try that. Just put a couple wires down around the base and see what they do. Because he tried it on his, I believe he said pepper, and of course he grows marijuana, and he said around his marijuana plants, and he said then he planted some without the copper, and they really went crazy. But I think there's something to that copper wiring, because they really are doing really, really good. Oh, and sorry, my hair. I pull my hair up, especially when I'm in the kitchen or outside, because that thin hair blows in my face and my eyes, and then it drives me nuts. A lot of times I'll put the bandana on so keep the hair back. But it's not showing the chat again. I wonder, should I do the live chat so it'll show the... There we go. Maybe that'll make it stay so I can read it. No, I quit watching them a long, long time ago when he went on that, had his daughter go on that shopping spree. Why won't the chat stay? It disappears. Okay, that's cool, Tony. 1982. Yeah, they're changing everything. So anyway, a lot of people are complaining about their gardens and their fruit trees and the brown rot and all the problems now. And the things that just haven't been... Chat good here at 5x5. Huh, okay. Well, I'm trying to get my comments to show where they'll stay, and I can read them, and then they're there. They don't go away. They still go away no matter what I push, so. Anyway, at least I can click it and go back and read it if I miss it. So I was thinking about doing the carrots around the tomatoes in the greenhouse. I planted some more basil. I love that basil from Italy. It smells so good, tastes so good. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, I was gonna try some, okay, well, I'm on the iPad. My phone is so full, like, there's no room on it for me to even, and I'm not signed into YouTube on the phone. That's how come I will run people's channels on the phone, and you'll see me comment, but it's under Wendy Hardnack instead of Hardnack Farms, because I'm not signed in. It's just an email, and that way I can help people on watch hours or comments, or let the commercials run for them, because I stinking hate commercials. But I want to do some rutabagas, and I definitely want to do beets. I don't think I'll do the beets outside. I'm going to do those in the greenhouse because they do really good. And I want to try some leeks. Lots of kale. Swiss chards coming up. Dandelion. What else was I going to do? Oh, I planted some echinacea. and that's coming up. I planted some valerian, and I got one of the plants to do good, and I think I mentioned moringa already. It came up, so I must have, I had some in the little seed pots, and a lot of the times the moringa will just disappear, and then it'll come back. Well, I forgot about it, and I just tossed the dirt into the row, and I think it just came up on its own. So it's in the big row, and it's getting pretty big. I couldn't grow it in the back of the greenhouse very well because it likes to be more dry. So I'm gonna have to figure out a place for it. And I've got the aloe vera back there. I'm just trying to figure out on packing that greenhouse full of food for the winter. I want to stuff it with everything I can and barely have room to walk through it. Same thing with that little square part in the garden. I had him till that big area where the tarp was, where I was going to do the tomato alley that I never got to do in the very front of the garden because I had him smooth all that out. Well, I have all those little tarps, so around the perimeter of it, I just put the tarps down on the outside, so maybe that'll keep the Bermuda from crawling. I don't know. Bermuda's been my nightmare, and especially where the fire burned. It's thick. I mean, it grows so fast and thick, I can't really do anything with it. But anybody else in Oklahoma, what kind of fall crops do you think you guys are going to plant? Oklahoma and Texas, I think, are in the same zones. So I'm in zone 7A here, I believe. So I know for sure corn, rutabagas, beets. I think I'll do the rutabagas outside because those leaves, the plant itself gets really big. And it does take up a lot of room. Oh, I planted some oregano in the greenhouse too, in one of those tubs. And then I took the lemongrass out of the mineral tub and I put it on that back row in the corner. Might as well, so it can help keep the weeds from growing back there. And I want to put a couple more honeydew melons in there. All I did was plant like just a couple seeds, and I planted 3 different varieties because I could eat the heck out of melons. And the watermelon will grow into the winter. It's just when the condensation started in the greenhouse, that's when I had the trouble. So I'm thinking this year would be my first year to actually grow in the winter. And that dehumidifier works. It pulls a lot of water out of the air because the little tube hangs out of it, and that whole area is saturated in the morning. That's when I go in there and so while it's hot right now, I have to flip the louver on, and then I have to, and the electrician had to put a new switch in there. That happened whenever they were switching the electricity, so it took him about 3 or 4 days before he could come back and put a new, not a switch, but an outlet in there so I could run that stuff. But during the day, I have to go in there and I flip the geothermal off, and I flip off the fan and the dehumidifier, and then I run the louver, and it just pulls the air through and keeps it cool. It does dry everything out, but it does keep it really cool. And then I've seen one of those geothermal greenhouses that was built recently for an Indian tribe in South Dakota or Nebraska, and they ran the air duct clear across the middle part of the roof of the greenhouse, and then had all the little ducts that come out to where you could push the air through, and that way it would be evenly distributed through the greenhouse. And I think that would be more successful than the way it is right now, because I don't have enough electricity hooked up or a big enough fan to push the air in the winter. So the back of the greenhouse gets the air moving, but not the front. and that makes a difference too. And Tony, have you done any more of those pickled beets? I may have to come visit. Those pickled beets are amazing. I mean, I may have to grow a bunch of beets and have you teach me how to do your recipe. Yeah, and I also didn't get that 50-pound bag of sweet potatoes planted either. I still have that bag of sweet potatoes, so I want to get them planted. I may do those for a fall crop because they're still good. I've kept them cool, so they're still good. Man, I bet that's so delicious. Oh my gosh. Let me get that one out of the fridge. I'll show you. I had a really big beet grow. Look at that crazy looking thing. And I thought there was another one, and we may have, I wonder if Tom got it. It was probably about like that big around, and it was a beet. Isn't that crazy? Pretty good size. I've not seen them where they're more like this. They're normally more round. But that one was grown in the greenhouse. I've got probably 8. How many do you need to do a recipe of pickled beets? And I do have some golden beet seeds, so I could soak them and then get them in the greenhouse. They're actually really good steamed and thrown in some soups and stuff. Man, pickled beets are good. My friend made, she pickled radishes. Oh my gosh, they were so stinking good. Oh, the steamer steamed the carrots. They were so good. I told her I wish she could make some more. She said she got the recipe from Mama Fuko. Mama Fuko, I think that's what she said. So what all collaborations is anybody else in? I know there's one this month for getting stuff ready for Christmas. And if I could upload, I could join that collaboration because I have picked up tons of acorns. I picked up tons of pine cones. And I do crafts with that stuff for Christmas gifts because everybody in the family likes homemade gifts. And I've picked, what else did I get? And then they like dried spices and scrubbies, and I'm not real good at making the scrubbies. They're ugly, but they like them, as long as they're usable. But I wish I could like crochet the scrubbies like Rebecca does. If you guys have seen Rebecca Touched by Yarn, oh my gosh, she does some beautiful work. I don't know if it's my hand or I'm not talented. I think so. Ooh, daikon radishes. I bet that's really good. Man, I wish you were close because there's been a few times where I was like, dang, I asked my husband, do we need to go to Eastern Oklahoma? Because I sure would like to go. My sister has a lake house in Eastern Oklahoma, and I haven't yet to go. I wanted to go when the eclipse was so I could see it in totality, but I didn't end up going. There's just so much to do here. But I got to finish chopping these up, and then I got that steam. As soon as it cools off enough, I can put those in a bag, and then the lentils are cooking, and then I'll definitely be planting some stuff. Oh, I know what else I planted. It made me think of that because I mentioned the lentils. I planted some dragon tongue beans. Oh, I wished I could have seen it. It was like 90% here, but it would have been better to see totality. That I watched a few videos of other people that, yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh, I think that stuff's fascinating. I like to watch the meteor showers, and I like to watch the moon and all that. Cinnamon pickled. I haven't eaten cinnamon pickled stuff. My favorite pickles are bread and butter pickles. So I definitely want a good round batch of bread and butter pickle this year. Also, I definitely want to try some pickled beets. I really like pickled beets. And then I want to make up some spices. So I've been trying to get the herbs dried, and then also for my chickens, I'm drying the lamb's quarters for the winter to put in their feed. Because I don't know about y'all, but going to buy feed is too expensive. And I went to the Stillwater Mill last month, and I ordered the big bag of the black sunflower seeds, and I ordered Milo, and they gave me show hog feed. Yeah, I can't use that. It's all genetically modified crap. Yeah, pickled beets are, gosh, I could just eat them like they're candy. And pickled anything is good for you. Cinnamon pickle doesn't sound good. I mean, I don't know. I haven't tried anything that's cinnamon pickled. Yuck. It doesn't even sound good. I like cinnamon in my oatmeal or my smoothie, but when I was a kid, I used to suck on those cinnamon toothpicks. I don't know about y'all, but in high school, that was the thing. Everybody had cinnamon toothpicks, and they fought over them and stuff. And if anybody was out, they'd be trying to buy them from everybody else, because you weren't cool unless you had a cinnamon toothpick. But I like pickled stuff. I like the pickled beets. I like the pickled radishes. I haven't had the pickled watermelon rinds, so if anybody can tell me about those, are they really good? I wouldn't mind trying that. And I've never eaten a pickled egg, but there's a lot of people that like them. I have made homemade pickled relish in the past, and then I've heard of the jalapeno relish. I haven't made that yet, but my husband would love that. He loves hot, spicy stuff. And what else? But I think what I'm going to do with these jalapenos in this bowl is, oh wow, that's cool. I don't even remember seeing them in the store anymore. Those are so fun. I think I'll just dry the pickles. Just dehydrate them in the solar dehydrator. I don't know about y'all, but when they were building the house, I still have fruit flies. Oh, okay. I've never had it. I want to try it though, just to see if I'd like it. But the contractors and stuff, especially on this island, they had like energy drinks and soda pops and Gatorade and all that. They leave the tops off, and all these fruit flies were all in here, and then they leave the doors open. So when we got in here, we had mosquitoes, fruit flies, moths, and flies. And we had to just keep going through the house. But I don't know if you remember, on YouTube, I've made a lot of friends. Angie at Canterbury Trails Farms, she sent me some of these. And it's a trap cap. And then I just put some apple cider vinegar and water in there. And then it traps them. So I have those laying around. But when we first got in for the first week, there were fruit flies everywhere. So I had all these little apple traps, those little tiny apple traps all over in all kinds of jars full. I'm gonna have to empty it every few days. And I finally got them down to where I just see maybe one or two, but I think I could be bringing them in with the apples too. And then I know I brought some in with the peaches because I saw them around the peaches. But yeah, that brown rot was really bad. And they said that the brown rot can get not only the peaches, but your pears too as well. I think it was pears or apricots or something, but I didn't, something got my apricots this year. So I told Tom I wanted to put in like a whole bunch of new fruit trees, but not in the orchard. I want to put them in the front of the farm. And so this fall we're going to put in the front of the farm a bunch of new fruit trees. So I got them on sale. Like I hit Stark Brothers sale. And so my family and people will give me like $100 or something for birthday, or they'll give me something for like Mother's Day or something. So I save that stuff and then I buy stuff like that. And so I spent maybe $90 and I got a Meyer lemon for the greenhouse. And it was on sale for $18.16 or something like that for the year Stark Brothers. Ooh. Oh boy, I wonder if that's why I lost all my stuff. Because of the brown rot. I'm going to have to nip that in the butt. But, I got a bunch of new apple trees, the Supreme. And I spent like 90 bucks. So I spent my gift money. And I forgot I had credit with them too. And I'm going to put in a bunch of those. And then I got some new apricots. I got 2 of those, and they had them on sale for like $19 at the Sprouts. And so I got some raspberries, some blueberries, and a couple apricots, and some apples, and some new peaches, because I've lost a bunch of peaches. So I'm going to be putting in a whole bunch of more peaches. Aw. I keep getting notifications, so it's distracting me. But yeah, I wish I could upload. I've done a lot of stuff around here, and now that my brother-in-law's here, he's really helping us, and we're getting a lot of stuff done. But I still have a lot of unpacking to do, and I wanted to get the one side of the building that I have all my stuff in. I want to just pull it all out and start unpacking, but everything that was in boxes in the building has scorpions in it. Ooh, I will look up that. We love pears. My husband and I both do. And then also that building caught fire when we had the wildfire, so everything I own got smoke damage. So unfortunately, all my kitchen stuff, like this and all that I've been unpacking, I'm having to wash it in dish soap and bleach. And then the clothes that I had in there, I had to unpack and wash and then hang out to dry. Really wash it a couple times to get that smoke smell out. And I have an ionizer, but I need a different place to put it. Huh, let me read that. Pickled beets. Huh, I've never had it. I heard they're really good, but I've never had it. And I'm not spicy. I'm not a spicy food person, so. Now my husband does. He likes the really hot, spicy stuff. But also, I've got a few new elderberry plants as well. And I got the American elderberry this time. And I got 2 of them, and I kept them in the greenhouse for quite some time. But they do need to be planted. But instead of planting them out there and letting the Bermuda go through and everything that chokes them out, because my elderberry patch looks like a nightmare. Oh, really? Oh, cool. Well, I'm out of money. I've used all my savings on this chicken run. And we're not even done with it. And Gil named my chicken coop a Chicken Hilton. But Tom didn't have time to build me a chicken coop. Right? What's money? I don't have any more. I'm a poor girl in this economy. But what I decided to do is I took everything out of the chicken coop that he bought me. It was an Oklahoma structure. And I started to paint, but I ran out of paint. I'm going to go ahead and paint that particle, or what is it? Green board. And just go ahead and paint it all. And then I'm going to paint the floor. And then I'm going to put that waterproof membrane in there like they do in the back of the showers. Because when they were putting in the showers, or before they put in the tile, they put that waterproof membrane all over. And I was like, what the heck? I thought, well, that would go good in the chicken thing. And Tom goes, oh my gosh. So we had to pull everything out, and because he put one of the chicken nesting boxes on the ground, I couldn't get underneath it to clean it, and you have to keep those clean. So I said, and I don't want to use the pine shavings because they're super dusty, and when I get in there I couldn't breathe. I thought, well, the chickens can't breathe even though I would clean it. So I decided that I was going to have him hang up the 2 nesting boxes and then build stronger roosting things, but that waterproof membrane would be all in there, and then I would just rinse it out. I mean, that way it doesn't ruin the wood, and if any water got spilled out of their bucket, it wouldn't ruin the floor. So I would just open the doors and just spray it out. Easy peasy. I don't know, maybe a bad idea, but it sounded good right now. Because it doesn't matter. When you have them on the nesting thing, they poop all over the wall, and then you can't clean it off that green board. And I was like in there just with a scraper, and I said, I don't have time for this. So I decided I was going to paint it and then put that waterproof membrane. I think a lot of us are broke right now. Right? Well, on my deal, they didn't give me any. Like, I could probably go to the doctors and qualify for disability, but I didn't get any money in the car accident because I got hit, and then 5 months later hit again, and so they didn't give me any money. They said, oh, it just cancels it all out. You know how that goes. They screw you over on everything. When the accident was not my fault. Neither one of them, I got hit. But yeah, it's not fun because I didn't get to... Hey Doug, how are you doing? I am not able to upload videos, so I'm going live and just visiting with everybody. I was cutting up carrots for homemade dog food, and then now I'm cutting up more carrots for just some homemade soups and stuff. What are you up to today? You're always a busy bee, keeping us well informed. If you guys haven't seen Doug's channel, Uncommon News 777, go check him out. He keeps us informed on the border. Well, the farm, like my brother-in-law's here from Florida, staying with us for a week, so he's helped me a lot on the farm. But I've used all my savings on the chicken run and new fruit trees and stuff, which I guess that's not a bad thing, but I'm putting in fall crops. I hope you're going to do a fall garden. Of course, you're in a really good growing zone. And then the greenhouse is all cleaned up, and I'm planting new stuff in there for the winter. I'm going to stuff that sucker. But if you're planting fall crops, what are you planting, Doug, if you are? Yeah, Rob, I knew that you had a, well, I wish I could upload. I may need to call you because, or call somebody that can walk me through, because I sent a video of the whole process of me trying to upload the video and what it was doing to me, because nobody could understand it. Like, my watch hours were stuck for a couple years, my subscribers would never go over, and I finally got over the 1,000, and then they never would move my watch hours, and I was having so much trouble. Now they won't let me upload, and I'll go to upload the video, and then when you go to write in the title, it goes away, drops the whole app. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you barely have time because you're busy keeping an eye on everything that's going on. I know I've been so busy with this house, and we're just now getting moved in, and it's a slow process, and they got the trailer moved yesterday, and now we have to clean up the farm. And oh, have a good day, Nancy. Take care. I hope she has a good day. She's a sweetheart. You'll have to go check her out. I mean, if you all don't know each other, go check out other channels and stuff. I mean, the friendships are the best part of YouTube. I would never be on YouTube if it wasn't for the friendships. I mean, I have too much trouble and I can't do what I want to say. Ever since I uploaded that video about being a patriot, that's what happened to me. They want to shut me up. Yeah, but I believe in freedom of speech, and I feel like I should be able to talk. And I hate this, you know? I hate what's going on in our country, I really do. I'm shocked. I'm just not somebody to sit back and put up with it. I'm trying. I'm with Restore Liberty. I was working with Oklahoma's Second Amendment and the Oklahoma GOP, and then the grassroots groups, and there's freedom brigades, and but it takes a lot out of you. And when you're trying to get moved into the house and put in a garden and eat, then that's right. I mean, I want to be able to upload because there are people that, the reason I started the channel is for my friends and family that were out of state that could see what was going on. And I do try to help people, like, see how I do things. And then a lot of people want to come out and see the farm, but I don't want anybody out here. So it's easier to upload what I want them to see, and then they can see it. But, you know, parts of the farm are private. You know, this is our home. So I don't video everything, but yeah, I've been so busy trying to get unpacked, get moved in, and organize, put shelf paper in. It's not really shelf paper, it's that sticky stuff, and you have to measure the cabinet space. Each of the cabinets is different, and then put your stuff in, and it's like, I haven't even finished. Oh yeah, they run ads on me and make money off of me, and I can't do anything unless I deleted all my videos. Yeah, I wanted to watch that. I saw that, Doug, and I clicked on it and I started to watch it. And then I had to put it in save because my brother-in-law was supposed to come Sunday. He came Saturday, and so it's a long video. Yeah, some of those long ones I have to just kind of watch in chunks, you know. Oh, thank you for sharing that, because Doug keeps us informed on all the immigrants coming over the border and the busload after busload and everything that's going on. He keeps us informed on a lot of stuff. A lot. Oh, and I noticed the locusts are starting to, I mean, we don't have them real bad. They're not super bad, but there's quite a bit. And I never was able to upload that video to my channel either that we did that collaboration on. YouTube hates me. That's just all there is to it. Because I stand for what I believe in, and they're not going to change that. But yeah, I went with the Patriots and we held the flag, and after that I talked about it, and that was that. I started having trouble uploading videos. No, but I know you were talking about that for the ticks and all those stuff. Right now I'm also putting in flowers to draw in more of the dragonflies. So before the wildfire, the whole farm was full of dragonflies, full of everything. I had a complete food forest. It was so nice here, beautiful, all these trees. Even the lady from the Department of Agriculture here in Oklahoma, she came out, she spent several hours she's like, I've never seen anybody do a food forest like I had, because there was just food everywhere, and it was just heavenly. And there was just, everything was good. I could grow it, I mean, a ton of food, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, fruit, everything. I mean, I had tons of food growing. I couldn't even keep up with it. I don't know about that. Ants just seem to be a natural problem. Sometimes I bring them in with the fruit too. So anyway, then, yeah, you have to kind of keep them. You got attacked by the guinea fowl or a coyote, Doug? Yeah, they are funny, but they eat a lot of stuff. Oh, by the ants. Yeah, they're in my greenhouse really bad. I think now that the dove's out, because it's too hot to keep her in there right now, I think I may just put a couple little trays of borax in there and let them just traipse through it, because I don't want them in the greenhouse. So anyway, there were dragonflies everywhere, and we didn't really have the mosquito problem, and the ecosystem was just good. Didn't see a lot of snakes, you know, just once in a while, and then we didn't see a lot of the pest issues. Like, everything just kind of flowed. And then once that fire came and burned, there were no bees for a couple years. There were no butterflies. There were no dragonflies. And I used to just sit out there and just watch them just swarming through the yard. It was pretty. And dragonflies eat a lot of the mosquitoes, so you want them around. And then they were all gone. And so now I'm bringing in all this stuff, trying to bring in bees and pollinators and the dragonflies. So the dragonflies are starting to come back now. Yeah, and the hummingbirds too this year. So they like that tropical milkweed. And I don't know if you remember, at the beginning of the season, I planted in a mineral tub. I did a video on that pollinator mix in the mineral tub. Well, those are really pretty now. And the hummingbirds are coming, the butterflies, and the bees are coming, and I'm like happy. I want all that. Then the dragonflies are flying all through there. It's really cool. And then they even have a little rabbit, a wild rabbit that goes around the house in the morning. It's pretty cool. And she lets me get real close to her too. So when I get a bad apple or something, you know, and I'll cut the bad pieces out, and I'll have a little bit of good apple, then I'll just throw her a little half an apple, and she goes and eats it. It's kind of cool. So I have a pet wild rabbit. You know, I'm a softie. And my dove laid an egg, so I'm gonna have an extra dove, and it's a pet. But I think she kept a lot of the pests down in the greenhouse. I know, it's so cool. And I'm going to be putting in a new orchard in the front. And my brother-in-law's here. He's actually visiting the other brother, but he's here from Florida, and he's helped a lot. Hopefully we can get the run finished. But my problem is, I wish I could show y'all on a video I think if something big and heavy jumped up on the top, it could fall through. And I just didn't really have enough money to buy all the wood to go across the top to make it extra sturdy, because we're doing hardware cloth, and we put the hardware cloth all along the ground, all around the back. I mean, it's a pretty good size run because I want my chickens to be happy and not fight, because I've got 7 girls separated that fight. So anyway, it's a mess, but right? Yeah. The native milkweed grows like crazy here. I wish I could upload so you could see. I know, I wish you could see it. I wish I could upload. I really do, because I've really worked hard. The greenhouse is absolutely beautiful. I may try to clear my phone and maybe sign into YouTube and see if I can't do maybe a live in the greenhouse. I don't know, because that's on a different, I got a little bit of internet on that, because I don't ever get on there very often. Maybe I can do a live in there and show the greenhouse. Yeah, I would do a huge chicken barn for sure, but make it predator proof and be able to lock it, because around here the freaking raccoon can open doors. And then I've seen a lot of people say that people are going around stealing chickens. I'm like, well, if they come out here, they'd be pretty stupid. Oh, that's nice. I don't know what size ours is, but I've got, I think, 30 chickens, 1 rooster, somewhere around there. And so, I need a big run. And I'm not real sure what the size is, but my husband started building it. And we just have 1 more section to put on the top, and then the aluminum shade cloth for the front. And then I was looking at another channel. I don't remember the name of the channel, but they had bought a solar fan for their chicken run, and they put that in. They said it worked really good. I was thinking about that, because in the summertime the heat's the problem, especially at night here in Oklahoma. Well, you guys, I know I'm probably boring you to death, but I've been wanting to get on here and talk and visit with everybody, and doggone it if I can't just get a video uploaded. It's making me so mad. Well, y'all helped me cut the carrots up, and I got those carrots steamed since they cool. I gotta make homemade dog food. And it's so much better for them. Oh, and Doug, I've been drying in the solar food dehydrator. That's lamb's quarters, and then I grind them up and put them in a jar. Let me show you. Check it out. That's just a little bit I got done. But I figure I could fill those jars up, and then I could give the chickens lamb's quarters and their oatmeal and stuff during the winter. I mean, lamb's quarters are good for them. And the whole farm is like, we haven't been able to mow, so I have like gobs and gobs. Like, the lamb's quarter is bigger than I am. Now, I can't afford the feed. The feed's too expensive, and I don't buy the regular feed. I'll buy like Milo and the black sunflower seeds and maybe some crimped oats. But they gave me, the Stillwater Mill accidentally gave me genetically modified hog show feed, and I don't have hogs, and I can't use that. I'm just tired of going and spending that. I mean, you drop 100 and you barely get like a couple bags of food, and it's like, I got 30 chickens, so, right? So So I've been giving them like celery, carrots. I cook them oatmeal. I give them cooked pinto beans, cooked lentils, cooked green split peas. It's actually cheaper to feed them that way. Cooked rice, and then I give them some celery, and then watermelon rind. Then I give them any kind of fruit scraps, and then I give them the lamb's quarters, and then I give them all kinds of stuff. Aww. And I'm learning about, yes, that's what I'm having to do. So I'll buy the big bags and just cook it for them. And then I make the dogs homemade food too, because we were feeding our dog, our other dog that we had, and then they recalled that food, but she ended up dying, and I think it was because of the food. And so I'm not going to feed my... And if you look at the recall list on all the pet foods, it's terrifying. So I've gone to try and make everything. I don't trust anything anymore. I mean, I really don't. I think it's ridiculous. So Rob, are you still in here? I notice I'm losing a bunch of people, or it's not accurate. But no, oh, that's cool. I've been giving them beet greens, some dandelion, kale. Then I took out all those rutabagas I planted in the greenhouse, and they weren't producing rutabagas, so they got all those greens. I mean, they devoured them. They liked them. And I know this winter I'll be growing cilantro, because you can do cilantro in a cold frame all winter long. And I might try some in that geothermal too, so that, because now that I got that dehumidifier, they'll probably grow in there really well. Oh, let me tell you about ferment and feed. I tried that. Whoop, hold on. I can't. Got away before I could read it. Aww, Elton, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wanted to go live because I wanted to, visit with everybody and let them know I can't upload. I didn't just disappear. But anyway, I was thinking about, doing some cilantro in there as well. And then I definitely can grow it outside, because what I did one year, I planted some cilantro just right inside the garden, and then when it come for winter, I just covered it with greenhouse plastic, and I harvested cilantro all winter long. Even when it snowed, I just pulled it back, knocked the snow off, and harvested cilantro, because I love cilantro. I just don't like the heat. Oh man, Tony, how cool is that? Hey Wanda, how are you doing? Welcome in. We're just chitty-chatting. Since I can't upload to YouTube, I decided to go live and visit with everybody. But we're all talking about gardening and canning and all this good stuff. Tony's canning pickled beets, and yeah, he might have a knock on the door later wanting some pickled beets. I'm just kidding. But I want some pickled beets really bad. They're so good. Right? Doug, he don't live too far away from me. That's why I said that. He's a really good friend. He lives pretty close. His channel's Our Cabin in the Woods. Him and his wife are so sweet. Oh, Tony's pickling beets at his house. Our Cabin in the Woods. He's pickling beets right now. They're going in the pressure canner. I'm like, dang. My mouth is watering. I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. And what time is it? I don't even know. It's almost 2 o'clock. See what I mean? when you're here and you're working, time just flies and you don't have time to do everything. Right. All right, Doug. You have a good day. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, Doug's a good guy. If you don't know his channel, go check it out. I mean, he's pretty informative. Yeah, it is good catching up. So I haven't got to talk to Roy in a couple weeks either. There's just so much going on. Oh my gosh. Well, Wanda, I'm finally in the house, in the new kitchen, so I was chopping up carrots and steaming some carrots for some homemade dog food, and then I think I might make some carrot soup after a while. I can make a carrot ginger or carrot miso soup. It's really good. I know soup, people think, ooh, soup in the summertime, but heck yeah. I want some gazpacho, where you take bell pepper, cucumber, jalapeno, tomatoes, and you make a cold tomato soup, and it's so stinking good. Of course, there's other stuff in it too, but nice and refreshing and hydrating. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. I love that stuff. I can't wait to... What I'll do is probably do some fall crops, and then I'm gonna sit down and talk to my sister and see if she can't help me with this uploading to YouTube, so I can upload some of the new stuff, because I wanted to show you the damage to the orchard and everything that we've got going on the farm and all the new stuff. And then planting the new orchard, I kind of want to video that, and then putting in the new elderberries and blueberries and all that. Yeah, I love talking to Roy. It seemed like the last few times we would talk, I'd get interrupted because somebody'd be coming about the house or something, and he's such a good friend. I enjoy talking to him, and we have a mutual friend here in Oklahoma, and so I kind of inform him about our friend too. Well, we have a couple of them. I guess they're in the Freedom Restoration Foundation too. But I ain't even got to be on Greg's light. I haven't got any notifications. But right now I'm kind of watching like the geologists and stuff to see kind of what's going on with the earth, because there's a lot of earthquakes and a lot of stuff going on. And then all these distractions, you know, distractions, so, you know, it's sickening. But anyway, y'all, I really enjoyed talking to you guys. I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna fix me something to eat and finish up this stuff, and I gotta go outside and give the chickens some water, and you know, a couple times a day. It's not real hot today here in Oklahoma, which is surprising for July 23rd. It's actually 87 degrees. I don't know if you can see that there's a glare. So 87, that's nice and cool for Oklahoma. Normally we're in the hundreds this time of year. Or at least the 90s, upper 90s. But we've gone up to what, 111? We went up to 114 once here in Guthrie. I had screenshotted it, saved it. But anyway, you guys all take care. I'm gonna get busy, get something to eat, go to the bathroom. I'm sitting here doing the dance, so. Yes, tell Greg I said hi, because I haven't even had time to be on Facebook either. I just posted something on there earlier and got right back off, so I'm missing contact with a lot of people, and I don't mean to. There's just not enough time. All right, y'all, take care, God bless, and I will talk to you later. I'll try and go live a little bit more often. All right, bye-bye. All right, bye-bye, guys.